Hello everybody, welcome back. We're back with the Division 2 BBU race. So we are a good bit into quality because we were just finishing the Division 1 race, but I hope everybody is having a fantastic Monday night. Hopefully we can have an interesting race with only one race before the switch. So let's just have a look who's out on track. So we've got QZ in P1. Mancho in P2, Bradley, Mr. Toad is not our kin in P3. We've got Bio in Mum in the Ferrari, who's gone wide. But I assume that's just because he was letting Mr. Fluffy Bunny go. But let's go down to the yeah, that's exactly the reason there now. But with Alex out in the out lap, it's going to be interesting to see how where he comes, because he is very close to being promoted. A decent result today could possibly give him the chances of going up. So that is interesting to see. So we've got Nelig, who's in a pit. Shugeki out at the moment. He's trying to go for a faster lap. There's a few in the pits. Donkey out on his out lap. And we have another... Okay, that was just another car letting it go, so that's fine. We'll be joined in a few minutes by Hodgson. And when Hodgson arrives, we will have a bit more discussion on what strategies we'll take. The Division 1 race was raining, so... you know, very unfortunate for some people in that one. But let's see how Alex gets on now as he is on his outlap. We'll just follow him the whole way around. As far as to my knowledge, I don't think he has a setup right now, so this could be at a disadvantage to him, but hopefully he can overcome it. But we'll find out now in a minute. He's down in the DRS now. Like, he has to hit these points very precisely, because if he messes up, he could be within a chance of losing a few seconds. And it is absolutely key that he gets it. And we find out now, where does Mr. Fluffy Bunny come? I believe he's... Oh wait, does he stay where that? He wasn't on an outlap. What's going on? Exit going into the pits. With Donkey, let's see if Donkey can improve his time here. He's on, which is interesting. Between 5th and 9th, there is not that far to go, even up into 4th. You know, it's anyone's game, and Donkey comes past the line. And he stays in the same spot. A lot of people still in the pits. There is we still won't know much. I feel like with QZ and Mancho might come back out for one more, but if I was them, I wouldn't. Like, they have over a second faster than other people. I wouldn't see the reason of them coming out, being honest with you. But we've got Shadow out in an outlap. And Mancho is not finished. And Mancho is coming out on a hot lap, or he's coming out in the out lap and he's going onto the soft. So that would probably indicate that he's going to try and push to get that podium, that pole position. But it all depends how fast he can get around this track. I think he just has enough time, because from the looks of it, Mancho is going up after the Monaco race, but we shall see. He's moving over to the side. So, with Poke and Shadow also out in out laps, but only like this is more than likely going to be the last lap. But we will find out now in a minute. Ooh, gone very wide. It's very wide there. But at least it's on his outlap, so there was nothing really too worrying about that. I'm going to see him now just taking his time, taking the last few corners. He's probably going to go all out now the second he takes this corner. And here we go. We're going to stay with him there in the pit area, or in the cockpit area, and see how well he does. It all comes down to how you take the first corner as well. He's doing well so far. He has to make sure he keeps his foot on the accelerator. Like, this is now or never for Mancho to get that pole position. And he manages onto it. He has DRS going down the little straight here before the left hairpin. And there is Nellig out in the track who spinned. That's unfortunate to see. But does he have what it takes? Does he hit that last corner perfectly? He goes all out going around the next corner. And he's given up. He's given up. He gave it up. That's unfortunate to see. So Mancho doesn't take pole. QZ has pole going into the Spanish Grand Prix. And it's going to be really interesting to see what happens in the first lap here. But as the cars go back around, we'll just quickly go over. Or look, don't even need to. They're doing it for us. They're trying to get this race quickly on its way.
Hello, hello.
Hello, Hodgson.
Hello, I got the drag.
So I'm not sure. Have you seen the quali races or the quali?
I'm having a look at it now. Mancho's on the medium, so that suggests that it's a dry race.
It is on a dry race, but Mancho tried to go out in a hot lap there and gave up at the last corner because he didn't hit it properly. So he abandoned his lap.
Ooh.
So
Second place on mediums is still brilliant.
it is very good. It is very, very good. But it all depends what happens in the first corner. Hodgson was our Division 1. Were you won the race, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah, the Division 1 race winner for the Spanish Grand Prix. I tried to follow your method, go with intermediates, but I just ended up on wets again. And I was like, oh, okay. And then trying to go around it. Yeah, they put me on wets, and then along with the front wing damage as well, just wasn't decent.
Cool.
Lovely dive bomb at the start, you know.
Yeah.
You love to see it.
The good news for this cast is I'm actually in the game myself, so I can actually kind of look on a different POV.
Oh, drive-through penalty already for Nellig. This is not what you want to see at the start of the race, and we are off. And we see Mancho going on the outside, but Bradley, what is going on here? Oh, Bradley going on the inside over Mancho, but does he keep? Oh, Mancho with a cheeky little spin. My lord. Let's get all these up. Mancho drops down a place, but Bradley wanting. He's hungry now. Let's see if he can keep this up. He wasn't in the last race. But an interesting fact about Alex. Alex does not have a... Ooh. Donkey spun. That is unfortunate for Donkey. That is unfortunate for Donkey to see that he spun. But Nellig has that drive-through penalty, so... Let's see. Shugeki up 2 places from where he started. Shadow up a place. Poke up a place. Exa remains 6th. Wait. Corner cutting. Alex with a 3-second penalty already. You hate to see, ooh, bit of contact there. You'd really wonder, ooh, and Bio. Something happened with Bio? He's already gone?
Uh,
And he's
yeah,
not
I just
moving?
see him spun off.
Oh, okay. See, he's still in the
Might have
race.
been a collision with Nelag, possibly. They were kind of like swapping up and down on the positions, and then all of a sudden, Bio lost out.
Very, very unfortunate to see. But when you go back up to the top where QZ, Bradley, and Mancho, it's going to be interesting to see what happens there because Mancho has the medium compound. So if he can maintain keeping up with the lads, he should be fine. But until they pit. And who are you spectating right now?
I'm currently watching Manchu.
Mancho.
Yeah, I kind of want to see how his pace is holding up from the start. Obviously, QZ.
QZ, yep.
Yeah.
Oh, QZ hit the
like
dirt. He's back out though. He went a bit too wide at the start of the DRS zone. But he's fine now.
Yeah.
And Bradley just didn't manage to capitalize on that.
Yeah, turn 9's definitely a killer if you either go too wide or too shallow when it comes to it entering that long straight for the DRS. I would know. I've definitely took that turn wrong many times when it comes to other racing leagues.
And
QZ has gone fastest.
he has gone fastest, and DRS is now enabled. Exa just got he cut the corner there, which stopped Alex doing any type of overtaking maneuver. He completely just did not do anything.
That is a train there.
And I've got 20 different messages right now. So 1 second.
Alex has made the overtake on Exa. We're currently seeing Alex, Exa, Poke, Shigeki, and Shadow all behind each other in a long train. Kind of interested to see how this is all going to kind of play out because there is a couple people being Exa and Poke that are on the same team, so maybe we can see some teamwork strategy going on.
Yeah, that would be nice. Now 2 seconds here. There we go.
Have a look at the race direct to see if there's any incidents. No, none other than the Nelek jump start and the Alex corner cut and penalty.
Which I think is a bit unfortunate. There was I come back to a little cheeky nudge from Exa into the back of Alex.
The thing is it's not even that there's been warnings leading up to it. It's just been one straight corner cut, meaning it must have been a pretty big corner cut.
Probably, yeah. And we go issue with I believe it is again. He spun again. And his tires just aren't doing it for him right now. He's doing everything he can to stay on the track. They're just so overheated right now.
Yeah, that's kind of the problem. As soon as you have that massive spin, you've got to be careful on every kind of cornering.
And it looks like he has actually done something again. He spun again.
He hasn't lost his wing, so he's not going head on into these walls, which does help.
Oh, and he's gone again. Gone again.
I don't think it doesn't look like he's learning from the fact how he has hot tires.
Yeah, what he needs to do is put him petrol or put his car into lean. So there's very, very, very close to coming back onto the track there. Jeez, that could have been a massive incident. Massive.
Hopefully he lets everyone by here. It looks like he's not. Let's hope he doesn't spin, because if he does, then it could be very dangerous. He's letting everyone by, that's good.
Any mods in here? Don't think there is any mods in here.
Do a quick wing check on everyone, see what their damage is.
No problem.
See
if I'm Bio, do I go into the... Do I just go into the... I would go into the pits and just go onto hards. Just... My tires would be ruined after all them spinning.
So, there's a couple of ways you can look at it, because he's already a lap down. So realistically, experimenting with these different strategies isn't it isn't that bad of a thing to do. I think the question is how heated are those rears, because the hotter your tires are, the more tire wear that they consume.
Yeah.
And when you get hot tires, you kind of just want to like half roll around corners, be very safe until they cool down a bit.
Yeah.
So it's either a case of you could maybe go on the harder strategy and hope that there's like a safety car, so you can kind of have those tires ready for when you do, or for when a safety car does happen, if you can predict it.
Yeah, with DRS now enabled in the mid-pack, no one really took advantage of it there, which is unfortunate to see, but there's a lot of them there, so in a few minutes it can get better. But Bradley did get overtaken by Mancho.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, there's just too much stuff happening at the back of the pack, you can forget what happens at the front.
It is really exciting seeing this train though.
Oh, it is, it really is.
All these people staying so close.
Extra going into pits, which brings Alex up into 4th. Alex now has a chance to go onto the mediums. Like, if I was them, I would have started on mediums. Because the softs don't really last long.
Then have a quick look to see what the tyre strategies usually are around here.
Yeah. Keane had a bit of a spin, I believe. Something happened to Keane, but not exactly sure what it was. Very unfortunate to see.
Okay. So it looks like the strategy around here that's kind of most optimal would be a medium hard strategy.
Medium hard?
Yes. So either people will be one stopping or people will be going medium soft or medium.
And QZ now in the pits here, but do you think he goes mediums or does he go hards?
If he's currently on softs,
he's going on mediums. Yeah. And Bradley also goes into the pits right now. He goes in a lap earlier than what was recommended to him.
The one thing that we haven't really disclosed is, yeah, we saw that Mencho was starting on the mediums, but so was Shigeki, which means that he's just jumped straight up the pack into 3rd place, just passing his teammate QZ.
Which is interesting. So and Alex up into 2nd. Alex is going to have to pit next lap.
I'm pretty sure QZ might try and do the overtake. Maybe some team orders might happen since he's on the fresher tires.
Oh, definitely.
But we'll see. I mean, no one wants to be that, or get the call from the other driver to be like, hey, can I pass because I'm faster? Because that's just, I mean, it sucks.
But at the same time, you do not want to be fighting with him in case there is an incident, because they're very, very close beside each other right now.
They are.
Don't like. That's just very, very. Oof. I believe he's gonna. Is he? Yeah, he's going for it now. He's gonna go for it now. He's like, okay, thanks very much, buddy. I'll talk to you in a while.
Yeah, it's definitely better now to get it done as soon as possible, so that way you can kind of maximize the amount of pace that QZ can extract from those tires.
Yeah, definitely. And Mancho just having a very comfortable lead at the moment. Doesn't have to worry about anything. Not a single. He's just like, I'm fine. Just build up this gap a little bit more now. You know, I don't have to do anything for another good amount of laps. Do you know how long mediums last?
So I would guesstimate that hards you can kind of go from like maybe 18 to 20 something laps maybe.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that these are going to be taking the mediums to about lap 13. They might stretch it to about maybe 15. Like I'd say around those kind of lap estimates.
Understandable. And we see QZ now just really just sticking behind Alex, like he's doing everything he can, and ooh, he's gonna take him here in the next 2 minutes. Like, does he take? Yeah, he takes him here comfortably, I presume. Or Alex is doing. Oh, they were going toe to toe. Ooh. And QZ eventually gets it, but Alex does still have it. No, he gave it up. If I'm Alex, I'm still fine. Especially he told me he's driving on he doesn't have a setup. So if I'm Alex, I'm happy with how I'm performing at the moment.
Definitely. I mean,
but if I'm Alex, I go into the pits right now. Yeah, pits.
4-4. So it kind of, you're not going to have too bad of pace going around corners, but when it comes to the straight line speed, people are going to eat you up, especially on the DRS straights.
And if we see here, that is that okay. So Neleg and Bio or Mum both being lapped, but
Ooh,
Bio has gone off, or was it Kian? They both went off. And that is so dangerous to where he is on the track right now. If he doesn't turn back quickly, he could get disqualified for turning the other way. What'd I say? What'd I tell you? Disqualified.
that's not good.
No. That's so unfortunate for Nelik. Really is disqualified. Like,
I was curious to see how he actually got himself on the grass, if it was like maybe blue flag territory, or if he had made a spin.
like it was him and Mum, like, very close to each other. So, like, if anything, it might have had to do between them. Not exactly sure, though. But Nelik immediately left the session, probably frustrated, very understandable.
I mean, there's realistically no reason to stay.
And Shadow has left the section as well, which is interesting to see.
Connection issues, I would assume.
There's a possibility, yes. But I'll give it to Mum. You know, still in the race, still has points. You know.
Yeah, I mean, if he brings it home, he gets the single point, but realistically, he doesn't really have much to lose.
Oh, was that Mancho spun? Oh. Mancho spun.
Oh.
That's going to be an absolute terror on the tires, especially with Shogeki coming around the corner. Was it Shogeki? Or was QZ? QZ now dropping the gap down to under 4 seconds. And he knows he's messed up, and he knows his tires are going to be really, really warm. So if I'm him, do I push?
See, the issue that Mancho's just come across is obviously because QZ had to pit early, Mancho had this massive lead that he could be able to just kind of slowly lose time to QZ as QZ was catching up on his new tires.
Yeah.
But because of the spin, it means that Mancho's lost all that gap, meaning that
like it's down to a second now.
Fresher tires, he doesn't really have much.
Like we're coming up to DRS mode right here. Like after the next 2 turns, does he go for it? Do you go for this right now?
I mean, if I was to have a spin like this, if I could stretch out the tires.
Ooh, was that contact?
I would.
They're very close to each other.
There's a little bump on the.
They're going wheel to wheel at the corner. Ooh, they touch again.
Oh,
they touch again.
They touch.
Do they touch another time?
No one spins.
No one spins. They did very well. They did very well there to keep it both on track. Shoku driver of the day. Agreed.
I think at this point, I think Mancho might want to go on to the hards and try and stretch them out for as long as possible.
You do wonder that.
Take the loss now because all he's going to lose time to all the drivers behind because they've pitted and they've gone on to new mediums.
Yeah, they're already on the fresher compound. Like,
so the idea that you would want to go with now is to go on the hards. Yeah, you'll be a bit slow to start with, but if there is any safety cars and all sorts, that could
you can always revert back.
You've already got the tire, and if it's an early safety car, maybe pit again and get on the right one. If it doesn't have happen to have a safety car, then at least that way you've got tires to go to the end with.
Yeah, I agree.
You don't have to worry about having to do that extra pit stop.
But he doesn't go in. We'll see how many seconds or how fast Bradley manages to take off him this lap to see if it is really worth it to stay out there. Because 11 seconds mightn't seem fast right now, but we're only lap 12. Don't want to be losing this much time this early, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
But Shugeki up 7 places at the moment. Bear in mind, let's just check. I need to check the tires though. 11 laps, so these are still the tires that he started with? Yeah, he's the only person at the moment.
The difficulty that Shigeki definitely had compared to Mancho was the fact that he was starting last, so he had all the soft runners that was basically in a train and holding him up. he
Hmm.
couldn't really make the overtake because softs are gonna have a lot more exit grip.
Oh, definitely.
But
But these tires probably aren't as worn as Mancho's would have been before
but
the spin.
the spin definitely helped Shigeki be able to catch right up. And definitely I would definitely predict that his tires are in a lot better condition. Maybe be able to squeeze out the extra lap or two.
Let's see how Mr. Fluffy Bunny is getting on with Exa. There's a bit of a gap between them now, so there isn't too much going on there. Poke, you know, there's a lot of these drivers are a good bit behind, you know, but we can't write off too much at the moment because it's only lap 13. But we do have another pit right now, and it's Mum in the Ferrari going into pit onto the hards. He's going onto the hard compound now, so let's see how that does in a few laps and if you can get something out of it. You go back up to QZ.
It's definitely a good strategy to go with because it stops him from having to do another pit, which is effectively 20 seconds in quotation marks. So anything to kind of keep himself from being lapped, and anything to be able to stop himself from being lapped as much as possible. Although he has just spun. He's waiting for the Mercedes to pass.
Which is good to see. Oh, wait.
Shadow's AI doesn't pass.
Oh, that is so unfortunate. It was like, okay, I'll let you go through. You know, he was being very considerate of him. He was being very considerate. Then it just didn't work for him.
Right in front of him.
Yeah. But we do have a fight between Poke, between Poke and Mr. Donkey. And Donkey, ooh, Donkey did well to keep that on the track. But Mancho's tires being 13 laps old, I think he's just praying for something right now. Him and Shogeki both.
I would definitely predict that he would be paying within the next lap or maybe two at most.
You really do hope so. Now, and there's another spin again from Mum, and him, the fact that he's now separating Mancho. Oh wait, no, Mancho immediately passed him. Okay, I thought there was gonna. Let's go back to Mum. His tires are just not wanting him to stay on track. He's fighting so much. Ooh.
That's gonna be. Okay, so Mancho is pitting.
Pitting to the hards.
On his tires, I would predict.
Yeah, they're on hards.
Would be the hards. Yep.
And Bradley going up into second now. And the AlphaTauri.
Now these hards are going to be a little bit cold to start with, and it's going to take a second for him to warm them up. But as soon as he does warm them up, Yuzi's tires are definitely going to be fading, and I can see Macho gaining a few seconds to be able to catch back up. So as soon as QZ has to pit, because we know that he has to do another pit stop, we'll definitely see them battling towards.
And again,
whether
Bio or Mum just crashing again. You'd be very scared to see what's going on here. Like Mancho slowing down because he was like, okay, I know what's going to happen here. You know? Ooh. It was Exa? Exa just passing him out, just like making sure he doesn't get hit. But does he spin again? He's in the wall again.
Yeah, I mean,
what do you do right now? Is he trying to get into the pits?
he's not near any pits.
Oh right, I thought I saw the pits.
He's just gone past 12, turn 9.
Like he's gonna lose. Like if he continues to rev the crap out of his car, he's not gonna make this turn.
No, I mean, you can see.
Yeah, there it goes again. Like it's very dangerous. Very, very dangerous.
I mean, at this point, you're kind of, well, even before, you're kind of hoping for a safety car just to kind of bring yourself back into the fold.
But when you might be the cause of it, it's
If you, oh, he's pitting again. He's not liking the hard tires.
doesn't seem to like them now. And there's
It looks like he's going on to medium.
Yep, they're medium tires. Well, from this angle it looks medium. Oh, he had wing damage. Yeah, he's on the medium compound.
Okay, for some reason the pit crew on my screen thrown off a pair of mediums.
Exa doing well here in 4th. He's on 9 lap mediums. Alex with almost 9 seconds behind him, I believe. With, you know, like 3 tires young. Whoa. Shogeki out in the hards. So if I'm Shogeki, I'm like, okay, this is it. I'm battling for 5th. I'm just going to stay in this compound. Be fine. Points are points for me. He doesn't really lose anything throughout this championship as opposed to QZ and Alex, who are battling out in the championship at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely going to be up in the field as long as he can avoid and keep himself being consistent. He'll definitely bring himself up in the order towards the end of the race.
Yeah.
The struggle he's going to have is that those medium runners are going to be pitting onto softs likely. So, well, all mediums. Either way, they're going to be on a lot more grip compared to Shigeki, meaning that he's definitely going to be in a defensive kind of manner when it comes to racing, because he's going to have a lot of people up behind him.
Which is understandable. I don't.
Bradley stuck behind Shadow.
I really don't want to say it, but like, if you know where Mum is, I just think he plays out for the point here, regardless of being 3 laps behind.
Yeah, I mean,
who was it? Bradley spun.
Bradley spun.
That is so unfortunate to see Bradley spinning with 2.
Who gets the overtake?
That leaves up a massive gap for Exa to attack, along with Alex like shortly behind. But we go back to my poor old friend. Like, his tires just aren't keeping it up. Just aren't keeping up for him.
So, let's say in a world where he retires, right?
Mm-hmm.
If he puts it in the pits and retires, kind of like what Crusader did in Div2, do you get the point for doing that, or do you miss out on them for not completing the race?
Like once he retires from the race, he's no longer part of it, so he doesn't get a point.
So okay. So you have to finish on track or X% of the race.
Oh, the safety car has to be a safety car. Like he did try to go in, but my God.
He's blocking the pit lane.
Yeah, so
Bradley goes into the back of him, breaks his wing.
Oh, this is so unfortunate for Bradley. This is so unfortunate.
He can't go anywhere. There's just a car blocking him.
That is so unfortunate. Okay, it's gone.
Forward.
He goes the second. You have to feel for. That is so unfortunate. And there's not even a safety car.
And the thing is when you see yellow flags, you're thinking, oh, the majority of the time you're going to be thinking, oh, it's on track. You can pit, and then just go around the corner, especially considering it's a fast-paced corner.
But
I mean, there's no predicting or stopping, because you know the delta or the pit lane entrance is so much more further down, so you don't need to brake yet.
But it's not even just that though. Like in a real life world, if you crash there, the pit lane's closed and there's a safety car coming out. You know, there should have been a safety car.
It's a massive danger. I'm surprised there wasn't anything, to be honest.
And I think this
Like
is
QZ's
QZ's gone back out in mediums.
Yeah.
He has the time. Like,
I don't think Mancho will either. Nah, Mancho's not even going to be able
he's
to
on the.
overtake
He's just
him,
taking.
so I guess this is a.
Mantra just came around the corner now. Like, he's not going to get him.
Yeah, so it's looking like it's a.
Like,
Kind of
unless he
hold on for
spins.
the ride.
Yeah.
Mancho try to stay for the second place unless QZ has some early issues. I mean, later on down the race, Mancho's going to have to face on QZ, but QZ might have already bridged a big enough gap by the time that happens.
And Alex passing out Exa because Exa pitted. So, Alex has a 3-second penalty. So,
X has also had a wing change as well, so it was a slower stop as usual. Compared to usual, sorry. So that promotes Shigeki up into 4th place.
yes, it does. Oh, Bradley spins
Bradley's
again. I feel
Holds it though.
he did well to keep onto it, but I feel so sorry for him. How much time he lost in that pit lane.
I mean,
That is so unfortunate.
yeah, I mean it's difficult to see what the condition of his tires would have been because we don't even know if he was able to go for that extra lap. Maybe he was above 75% and was risking puncture. Maybe not, which would be a bit unfortunate. Maybe he could have stayed out an extra lap. But like it's all that was just horrible timing.
Yeah, like, and Alex only has a 3-second penalty. Donkey and QZ, Exa and Bradley all have 3 stops, or sorry, 2 stops made, with Mancho making 1, Alex making 1, Shugeki making 1, Poke and Shadow all making 1 stops each.
Donkey's following Poke. He's on the fresh tires, so he's looking to try and get past Poke and dispatch him as soon as possible.
And it looks like he is, like, he's going on the
He makes the
inside.
dive, and he makes the move.
He makes the
Ooh,
move, but can he hold
Can
it?
he make a stick?
Yeah, he definitely does. He has traction coming on the outside. He has it.
Oh,
Donkey overtakes him.
beautiful
You love
work
to see
there,
it.
Donkey.
You love to see it. Well done, Donkey. So he's grown so much as a driver in the past year, and compared to what he used to drive, like he's learned a lot from other drivers.
Oh.
But Poke taking him back,
Okay.
and he takes it back off him. Oh, this is fantastic racing.
Yeah, I mean, considering last year both Div1 and Div2 didn't exist, it was all in the same div. So it was kind of like a massive skill difference.
Oh yeah, definitely.
For the sake of the fact how it's Div1 and Div2, and you can kind of have these people with the closer skill gaps between them, it makes it so much more interesting, and it allows
Definitely.
people such as Donkey, who was maybe trailing towards the back of the pack last season, actually be able to get in the stick of the fold. And I mean, you can see he's performing, and you can see that he's a lot more comfortable in this kind of environment.
Definitely. Absolutely. Mancho is just out here looking for blood. 11 seconds behind the leader. 32 seconds Alex is behind QZ.
I think that's 3 seconds lost, maybe, to QZ.
I think so.
I think it was 8 when when QZ came out of the pits.
And QZ is just out of the pits right now on like fresh mediums. Alex is on 12 lap old mediums, while QZ is on 1 lap old mediums. So, you know, he's just gaining time everywhere he can, which is interesting.
I don't really know who to watch at this point because there's quite a big interval between every single driver.
Yeah, there really is. But so far, who's impressed you so far?
I mean, seeing Shigeki go from the back and being 4th,
Yeah.
I'm excited to see if he can hold it to Alex once he pits.
Yeah, that's who I was going to also suggest as well.
I mean,
He's
it
managed
looks
to.
like Alex is stretching out these mediums compared to a lot of the other drivers, and I think he might possibly go on to softs. I mean, there's 10 laps, it's possible.
It is possible,
We'll
but do
see.
you
He's
risk it?
pitting.
We'll just pop up to Alex. He's
Do we
pit.
see red?
Yeah, we see red.
It'll-
No, we don't.
Are they mediums?
Another pair of mediums.
They're mediums.
Ha-
Okay.
has oh yeah, he's already changed compound, but that brings Shigeki up a place. And Exa passing out
Excellent
Alex.
place.
Ooh, this is exciting stuff. And like, look at Bradley.
So
Bradley.
maybe it's Exa, that's bad.
Look at Bradley right now. He's a minute and 10 seconds behind. A good chunk of that was because of the pit lane incident. You really do feel for him.
You've got to feel for him. I mean, at this point, the best course of action would be to get his head down, try and see how long he can stretch out these hards. I mean, he's definitely going to have the edge on the mediums towards the later stage of the race. Yeah, at this point, you kind of got to hope that maybe a safety car comes out, or maybe other drivers might make mistakes to be able to try and catch back up, as unfortunate it is to have to say. But I mean, we're all hoping something exciting happens. I mean, you usually kind of get that kind of thing from these races. So
you do, and it literally can change all with like it could change with 5 laps left. Anything can go.
Exactly. And looking from the gaps between these drivers, I think a lot of people are probably hoping this is the case that happens. Apart from maybe QZ, who's currently leading the race and doing a really good job.
Speaking of that, Bradley did just spin out. He's just not having the race today. He's just not having a good race.
Yeah.
I feel so sorry for him. I think his head's gone like after the pit lane incident. I think it kind of just left him a little bit.
What it looks like is he throttled on turn 11 and 12.
Ooh. He almost hits that pillar.
Yeah, we don't want another bio incident.
Yeah.
So maybe a safety car might have happened that time if it did. But it looks like in turn 11 and 12,
he puts on mediums.
One thing you don't want to do is you don't want to throttle going over that curve too much, because if you do, it chucks you on the exit.
Definitely. But if I was Bradley, I probably would have went on the softs.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of want to coast on the corner. And I definitely agree. Softs was definitely the...
Bradley just coming out ahead of Donkey, so that means Donkey is now fighting Bradley right now. I wonder if they're fighting. Like,
his tires are still cold as well, so Donkey has a really good chance of being able to close this gap and
definitely
try and contest a position.
Like Mancho's tires are 9 laps old, with QZ's being 4 laps old, but QZ is just running away right now with extending the gap to almost 2.5 seconds since we last talked about it. It's just still, anything can happen. We've seen so many spins. Like, this track like, if you touch a certain curve in this track, you could go flying. So
yeah, I mean, everyone's kind of done their pit stop strategy from what it looks like at this point, and from what we can see, like I was saying earlier, we can see that Shigeki's obviously doing the longer strategy, and he's kind of playing the defensive position at this point, because you've got people like Exa, Alex that are catching up to him.
Definitely, but if I'm Shigeki, I'm happy.
Coming towards the end of the race.
Oh, definitely, but if I'm Shigeki, I'm like, yo, I was last. Don't worry about it. I'll happily take the podium right now.
I don't think he's looking to possibly get second or first at this point. I think it's kind of right. Let's kind of keep it as consistent as possible. Yeah, they might catch up, but if they do, make sure that I've got the ERS, which he does have quite a lot of ERS, especially compared to Exa and Alex.
Definitely.
It's about double the amount.
Yeah.
So as long as he can keep that and he keeps his fuel up, then he should be able to have a little bit of juice to be able to hold that spot.
I definitely agree.
Laps.
Not much to talk about right now regarding the actual race, but what we will talk about is the actual F1 race that is going to be happening this weekend. We're back and the official F1 2021 calendar starts. Are you excited?
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. The the only problem I've got is I race in another league on Saturdays and Sundays, and on top of that, at work I've also got a but every once in a while we do like this thing called like a huddle, and
Yeah.
it's kind of like where the staff team kind of gets together and we're like, right, so
Hmm.
is there anything to kind of bring to the table to talk about to improve how we working?
Yeah.
And the unfortunate truth for me is that it's at 5 till like 6:30.
Oh,
So
no.
that means that I miss
The race.
the race this weekend on
Yeah.
Sunday, and it means that well, I missed the end of the race, and I also missed my actual race
Fair enough.
in Brazil. But luckily, I've managed to hold third down over there, which is really good.
Oh, Bradley. Bradley crashed. Bradley has crashed.
Is it bad crash? Oh, that is.
Oh, that's a bad
It's
crash.
a complete spinner.
But
It kinda looks
it's
like
not going to be a
what
safety car.
Anderson did.
Yeah, it's not going to be a safety car.
Oh,
Donkey almost
just
took
got on the
himself out
exit of
too.
turn 9.
Yeah.
But hey, I mean, that's another spot for Donkey. I'm pretty sure Donkey's set there.
He doesn't mind
Thank you very
whatsoever.
much.
P5, P6 for McLaren is going to be decent at the end of the day. They both get points.
Exactly. And this
Oh, now there's a
shows
migrating
how
host.
important consistency can be. If you're consistent enough and you're able to kind of like sit there and, you know, keep yourself on track and keep the lap times relatively strong.
Definitely.
If you're fast at certain points of the races, but you're like also then being too risky to the point where you can crash and have accidents.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I would take the consistency option every day of the week. Donkey is obviously showing how, you know, important and how strategical that can actually be.
Definitely. And it's not that he's slow either, like, because he has gotten pace. Who's gone to softs?
Mancho. I think he's given up on the idea of battling for first. I think he's going for fastest lap.
Is he a lap behind the leader?
No.
No.
I don't think he
Okay,
is.
no.
think it's
I have-
just bugging.
Yeah.
He has gone past the sector 2 though. So I think this is still his, like, in quotation marks, outlap.
Hmm.
So we'll see how fast he can go. But if he's already setting purple sector 2s on his outlap, I mean, it kind of. I think it's quite inevitable what's actually going to happen.
Yeah, there you go. Already a faster lap.
I don't think anyone's going to be able to trump it at this point of the race unless people start doing this.
But Exa slowly catching Shugeki. Trying to get that podium position. Is he under... He's in the DRS zone. But is he going to go for it? That's the question. Oh, he's getting ever so close.
He's gaining. Shigeki's going defensive.
But he has to realize he has to brake. Oh. Okay. Okay, does he keep with him?
Yeah, I mean-
Keep with him now.
This is where it gets exciting. This is the last last four laps, and we're seeing mediums battle the hards. Mediums that are a little bit more rippier at this point of the race, but obviously Shigeki has track position.
Definitely.
Let's catch a bit of grass though on the exit of that corner.
He's not leaving him behind. See, I'm really happy for Shigeki right now. But Exa has also been doing well this race. But we get to the...
Brilliant.
He
I'm
doesn't...
really curious to see if Alex catches up and joins this little battle at the end here.
It would be interesting to see.
Shigeki is definitely going to be holding Exa up as he's on the more worn compound. Kind of sitting at the same 6-second mark. He does have a 3-second time penalty for the end though.
Which is unfortunate.
Make him out of favour for this third place.
But Shugeki here is going to probably lose the pit position. We see Exa coming on the outside.
He's also
Ooh.
on the... there we go, Exa's got the third place. Can Shigeki keep on to him now?
And they're just in...
To avoid going wide.
It is interesting to see. Really is. Car in the pit ruined my race. Bradley, we were literally so, like we were saying when it happened, we are so unfortunate that happened to you, man. Like, we knew that they probably got to your head.
Shigeki has DRS, there is a left car of Donkey that's currently in front of both of them. It's going to close that little gap up.
It is, which means coming at, like, if they manage to, ooh, he was a bit wide. If Donkey manages to keep them both behind before the straight, Shigeki has DRS then, but he messes up that corner a lot.
That's greedy.
But Shigeki's losing it a little bit here. Oh, but Donkey.
I think Donkey let him pass.
What a time to let someone pass after a mistake.
Alex is now only 3.8 seconds behind Shigeki. We're seeing Shigeki having a little bit of a mishap when it comes to certain corners there. Maybe it was a bit of greed, maybe it was...
Maybe a lack of concentration too.
Yeah. Alex is definitely gaining. Depends if he's actually going to be able to make the time up, which it's not looking too valid of an outcome here.
Well, either way, driver of the day for me is Shigeki. Like, regardless losing position, he's
Definitely.
up 7 positions from where he started. Did a great strategy when everyone pitting, going on from the mediums. Oh, only if Division 1 was like this. No, we had to have rain, didn't we?
Yeah, I mean, it was a close battle. I think there was a good old train that was happening behind me, at least at the start.
Yeah, there was a good train at the start, yeah.
So that was exciting. But those bots were really difficult to try and overtake.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We had to dive Baz like really far back and just hope he kind of moved that away, which he did. Because bots kind of like, if you're alongside them, then like that you have to spot. So I kind of hoped that happened, and luckily I was able to pass him. And
Alex is chasing down Shugeki as fast as he can with the last lap. Come on, Alex. Can you do it?
I mean, if you can't do it from the penalty, at least try and do it on track, and I'd love to see an overtake on this.
Just prove to yourself if there wasn't a penalty, you'd catch him. And Shugeki had a really slow corner exit there. And he has gone a bit wide there, but does Alex follow the same suit? Yeah, they both take the wider angle there. It's all up to the last few corners and how they take it. Shugeki goes a bit wide. Alex just
Alex is within 2 seconds.
He is. Oh, this is so close. Go on, Alex. You cheered me on last week. I'm doing it to you now. Don't hit those curbs and you might have a chance. Oh, that's so unfortunate. So
Lucky, I mean, he did solid. Anyway.
So it looks like QZ is the winner by a long mile. He did everything right in this race. Even had a cheeky spin and he still did well. Mancho, don't worry, buddy. You still take home mad points along with the fastest lap. You know, don't worry about it too much.
Yeah.
You're still...
It was definitely smart for Mancho to do that. To kind of accept that maybe you're not going to get first, but at least you can go for fastest lap as nobody's on the sauce at that time. Track evolution makes the track a lot more hotter, so it's a lot more grittier for the softs at the end of the race.
Yeah, which is
So
unfortunate.
it's very smart for him to be able to go for the sauce and try go for that fastest lap, which he obviously did.
Yeah, with Mancho now crossing the finish line as well in second. Thanks very much, Bradley. Thanks, man. Today's race just didn't go as planned. Still got points, but Monaco has to go big or go home, unfortunately.
Oh, Alex is making the move on Shigeki. And he makes the,
Oh, he stays on the outside. Oh, go on, Alex. Alex go for it. Alex still has a chance here.
Is he gonna dive? No, he's not.
He still has a chance. He just has to take these corners perfectly. Oh, there's still a chance. There's still a chance. Alex is still. Oh my God, Alex overtakes him in the last corner. Oh my God, Alex, well done. Well done, Alex.
Shigeki gets the
regardless of the lap,
because
the penalty. It doesn't matter. That was fantastic racing.
I mean,
yeah, he proved it. Alex, you won in my books, bud. All right, fantastic driving at the end, and there you go, driver of the day, Shigeki. Understandable. But yeah, that was this week's race. As you can see, QZ winning, Manchub, and Exa. What fair play to Exa. All right, he's gone a bit underrated the last few races. He has been finishing like third, fourth. He has been doing very well. But there is no race tomorrow, unfortunately. We'll be back next week with the Monaco race, where we will see who goes up to Division 1 and who comes down to Division 2. So this has been the BBU Division 2 race. Thank you, Hodgson, for being with me. And we will see y'all